Hello everyone, this is Dom here from the Coin Dictionary, and in this episode we'll be continuing my series on the Polish Communist coinage. Right now we are going over the 20 Złotych commemoratives, and right now we'll be talking about this one commemorating Maria Konopnicka. Now, this is going to be a long-ish topic, and before we get into it, let's go over the statistics of the coin first to get them out of the way. This coin is composed out of copper and nickel. It weighs 10.15 grams. Its diameter is 28.8 millimeters, which means it is slightly smaller than US half dollar. Its thickness is 2.11 millimeters and the edge is weeded. It is exactly the same size and weight as a usual circulating 20 złotych piece from that time. Now, with that out of the way, let's focus on the historical figure, and this is going to be a long one. Maria Konopnicka is most well known for being a writer and a poet. She wrote a whole lot of novellas, poems, songs, and some other literature. However, she was way more than that. She was also an avid social worker. She was a fighter for women's rights, engaged in politics a lot. She was a stern patriot, and in general her life was long and complex, and I don't think I can do it justice over here. It is simply too long for that. I highly recommend you checking it out, especially since she was such an interesting person. As I said, she is mostly remembered for writing and poems, and those range anywhere from children's rhymes and stories, which I remember reading in my primary school, all over to political songs. Most well known was Rota, the very anti-German or anti-Germanization song, which is somewhat of a manifesto for this period. For some context, after the failed January uprising in 1863, and the Germans decided to push the Polish culture out and Germanize the society, and this was obviously met with very strong opposition, and the song Konopnicka wrote, called Rota, is somewhat of a manifesto of that. It is very well known and respected song over here. So her works were extremely varied, and she is both covered in the primary school and the high school. This is quite interesting. She was not all well regarded during her life, especially by the Catholic Church, which considered her somewhat blasphemous and all that. However, nowadays she is remembered very well, and a symbol of patriotism in Poland, and also remembered by everyone due to her children's poems and stories. Very interesting, really, and I highly recommend you checking her work and life out. I know I'm repeating myself, but yeah, this is worth it. About the overview of the coin, since I think this is all I can say over here, since there is a lot more I could say, but yeah, this would drag a lot. For the overview on the side, which is the reverse, and consider the front of the coin over here, a bit confusing, there is the depiction of Maria Konopnicka, her name, and the dates of her birth and death, 1842 and 1910 respectively. She was born in Suwałki and died in Lwów, which was Polish at the time and now is located in Ukraine. In fact, I was in a museum dedicated to her in Suwałki. That's just a slight tangent. On the obverse, which is considered the back of the coin, as you may have guessed, there is the Polish coat of arms, with the crown on the eagle missing, as was usual at that time. The mint mark is right here, the denomination is below 20 złotych, the writing Polska Rzeczpospolita Ludowa or People's Republic of Poland around, and the date right here. The coin was designed by Józef Markiewicz-Nieszcz for the obverse and Ewa Olszewska-Borys for the reverse. The mintage for the coin is 2,010,000, and the coin is very easily accessible. In mint state it catches, I don't know, $5. In lesser states maybe $1 or $2 will get you one. So yeah, I think this would be it for this coin. I highly recommend you checking it out since, you know, Maria Konopnicka was such an interesting figure. And again, I highly recommend you checking out the context and story behind this person. Yeah, I think this would be it. Thanks for watching and see you again.
Thanks for watching the video. My name's Christian and I own The Coin Dictionary, and I'd also encourage you to visit us at our website, thecoindictionary.com, and on Instagram at thecoindictionary. And I'd also like to draw your attention to some other helpful coin resources, such as my other YouTube channel, Treasure Town, which does more in-depth videos about coins and collectibles, as well as some resources like coinmeltprice.com, which shows up-to-date precious metals pricing, as well as the melt values of the coins that you own, coinsmetalscards.com, which will both be a marketplace and a news source for coins, metals, and cards, as the name suggests, as well as whatsthegrade.com, which will develop into a stickering service for already graded collectibles. Have a great day, and I hope to see you on some of our other videos.